I am a huge Sonic fan, but some of the games from the franchise can be very, very bad. Like Sonic 06, Sonic Free Riders, and even some of the Game Gear titles counts in as well in this category. But even though there can be very bad games here in this franchise, that does not mean that there cannot be good games. Like, for instance, Sonic Generations, Sonic Mania, and even Sonic the Hedgehog 3. But what about Sonic Forces? Is that a game that should be in the Hall of Fame or the Hall of Dump? Well, since this is my review of the game, let's go find out together, shall we? And yes, I am aware that this game came out in 2017, but better late than never, I guess. Whatever. Let's begin with the story. Sonic Forces' story starts off with Sonic running through Green Hill, but then Tails tells Sonic that there is danger in the city. So Sonic quickly got to the city and noticed that Dr. Eggman is attacking the city. And oh, sorry about that, apparently. The PS4's built-in screen recorder can't record cutscenes in certain games, and Sonic Forces is one of those games. So that is the entire reason why I am recording most of the cutscenes in the game with my phone and not the screen recorder. Anyways, Sonic destroyed Eggman's robots, but before Sonic could hit Eggman, his attack was reflected by an illusion of Shadow the Hedgehog that was created by Infinite, a mind controlled jackal, a creation of Eggman, or a jackal that decided to become a bad guy thanks to the Phantom Ruby's power. You choose his backstory because I am not, and besides, I am only talking about the base game story. But don't worry, I will make a video of me revisiting Sonic Forces where I talk about the rest of the game that I did not talk about in this and possibly a part 2 to this video. But anyways, Infinite and his illusion team beats up Sonic to the point where we think he died. After 6 months, Knuckles and my favorite Sonic character of all time, Silver the Hedgehog, formed a group called the Resistance. And then we get to see this cutscene where Vector is mentioning on how people are losing hope and is running away from Eggman's forces. And then Amy mentions how she hopes Sonic is still alive somewhere. But Silver informs everyone that Sonic is dead, and because of that, Tails lost it, and then SPO, the chameleon, agrees and says that they have to make their own miracle. Okay. Hold the phone here. So you're saying that you guys were not doing anything this entire time for 6 months, and you are now doing something about it? Guys, you just realized that Sonic is dead, Tails had lost his mind, and Eggman has taken over most of the world. And again, now you are doing something about it after 6 whole months? Jeez, what idiots. Ugh, whatever. I just needed to get that off my chest. Anyways, Charmy B mentions how not everyone is scared, and he asks Silver if they are getting a new member of the Resistance, and Silver answers yes. And Amy looks inside the rookie's data, and here is where you make your custom character to join the Resistance. And as you can tell, I decided to recreate the canon design of the avatar that I think the fans gave him the name Gadget. And here is how I made him. After creating your avatar, Knuckles walks in the room and mentions how the people are running in fear because of the monster that finished Sonic. And we come into. Okay, for now on, I am going to call the avatar Gadget. Okay? Okay. Anyways, Gadget comes into the room and Knuckles then introduces Gadget to the Resistance and gives Gadget a Wispin. Okay, so what is a Wispin? Well, it is a weapon that most of the Resistance uses, and when a Wisp, these cute aliens from Sonic Colors, enters a Wispin, they give the Wispin more power in different ways, depending on the type. And, well, we will talk a bit more about this when we go to the gameplay. Anyways, soon, Knuckles gets some news that Sonic is still alive, but Eggman was torturing Sonic for the last 6 months on the Death Egg. So, Knuckles gives Gadget a new mission: find and help Sonic escape the Death Egg.
It's up to you to save Sonic now. Find him.
At the city, Tails tries to fix Omega, but then a chaos illusion comes out of the sewer and then walks up to Tails. But then he was saved by Classic Sonic, who came via portal. Uh, okay, two things. One, this is the last major point of the chaos illusion, and what do I mean by that? Well, we never get to fight him in a boss fight, and he doesn't have a major role inside the rest of the cutscenes besides being a cameo. And two, you might be wondering, why is Classic Sonic here? Well, back in his continuity, the Phantom Ruby teleported Sonic and itself through a portal, starting up the events for Sonic Forces' story. Even though Mania Plus does exist and that is just a whole can of words or worms I do not want to talk about. So I won't. And also, Sega has confirmed not too long ago that Sonic and Classic Sonic has different timelines, explaining Tails' line from the game's cutscene where he says,
Wait, what? Oh, you're that Sonic from another dimension, aren't you? Right. That makes sense. I think.
but still, does that make generations confusing? Hmm, maybe it was that high five that Classic Tails gave to Sonic back in Generations. Eh. Anyways, Tails notices that Eggman is nearby, so he and Classic Sonic goes out to find him. We see Sonic with a chain around his hands and his feet, preventing him from doing anything. But the alarms go off, and Sonic is freed. But Zavok says,
Getting out of your chains does not make you free. Now come and face the inevitable.
hey, Zavok, getting out of his chains does make Sonic free. But who cares? Besides, we do have a boss fight in our hands. And this boss is nothing special. Besides, I won't be talking about it because, well,
I can't wait to
that
see
I
who
don't
you
like
last
it.
against
And
this.
I don't hate it. And I'm only planning to talk about my favorite and least favorite bosses for all three characters when I get to the bosses. And I will talk about the final boss for the story. But anyways, he's at least we got a boss fight with the illusion Zavok, unlike Chaos though. Whatever. After the boss, the illusion Zavok disappears.
That sound again.
Did you not just notice that Zavok just disappeared? Besides, if I see a bad guy disappeared with a noise, I would mostly think about how did he or she disappear, not a sound. But still, that does not mean anything because we now have the death thing exploding right now. So apparently, the giant buzz bomber from earlier is the death egg robot all along. Ah! Ow! Hey, what was that? Oh, yeah, I forgot it. I was doing a Sonic Forces review. I literally just kept the mic on for literally this entire time. Huh. Whoommy. Whatever, let's just continue the song. Okay, I'll stop. So, before we continue with this review, I need to mention that I did accidentally said Illusion Zavok, but I decided not to worry about that because I am too lazy to redo a part of the script and also too lazy to redo my lines. And yes, I did just add this to the script. Here's a screenshot of it. Haha. So Gadget, yeah, remember him, is surrounded by the same robots from earlier that he destroyed like a demon. But then he was saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. And then Sonic and Gadget goes to the, for some reason, nearby spaceship, and then flies off back to Earth. Mobius, aka Sonic's home planet. Yeah, apparently Sonic was an alien all along.
You believe your lies?
At Casino Forest, we see Infinite and Silver fighting each other, while I think Infinite loses a Phantom Ruby prototype, and then he knocks down Silver while Sonic just comes right in the nick of time to take Silver's place. But then, after a boring quiz by Mr. Needlemouse,
What's the source of your power? You can skip the first two questions if you like.
Infinite knocks Sonic into the sky, and then the second boss battle starts. And after 3 hits, like we're inside of a Mario game, Infinite was defeated, but just like the cat he is, he flies away, leaving Sonic in the dust.
I gotta figure out the secret of his power.
We find classic Sonic and Tails watching Eggman and Infinite talking about the Phantom Ruby prototypes being destroyed. But then Eggman asks Infinite what happened to Sonic back at the Mystic Jungle, and Infinite says,
Yes, but he was powerless against me. There is no need for concern.
Impossible. Your abilities exceed your previous data.
but anyways, Infinite flies away, and then Classic Sonic started attacking Eggman. And then the third boss activates, and sadly, this one is pretty simple. Kind of like that Infinite boss battle from earlier. Huh. Weird.
My own genius scares me sometimes.
That means you miscalculated. That's a failure in my book.
To surpass expectations is the ultimate of genius. I wouldn't expect you to understand. got a lot of nerve for a pint-sized Sonic from another dimension. Still, this ex-raccoon has only lost 10% of its combat strength.
You're lying!
You won't have to wait long to find out. It would be a challenge to crush you here, anyway. I'll round up the entire resistance sooner or later. Just you wait.
After the boss, Eggman lands to the ground, and Classic Sonic stops right next to him, and Tails lands to the ground. Classic Sonic did all the work, Tails, okay? But anyways, Eggman says that in 3 days, his plan will give him the upper hand, like he is Metal Sonic disguised as Eggman back in Sonic Heroes. Gadget found the Phantom Ruby prototype that Infinite dropped earlier in the story, and then Classic Sonic and Tails finds Gadget, and they were able to meet for the first time. And then Gadget shows Classic Sonic and Tails the way to the Resistance headquarters, and when they got to the headquarters, Tails was very excited to see Sonic again after thinking that he died after being defeated by Infinite.
Perfectly fine. It's been generations since I've seen you. You okay?
Bravo, Sonic the Hedgehog. Bravo. But anyways, Tails mentions that in 3 days, Eggman's full plan will come to life.
In 3 days!
3 days, huh? Well, a lot can happen in that time.
Sonic was tasked to find Shadow inside the city, and after finding Shadow was then knocked down by the real Shadow the Hedgehog.
He just disappeared. That was a fake. A fake? How?
Chaos control! You! Don't bother.
Sorry guys, I had to show that scene because this is the second time in the entire series where Shadow just slows down time just to kick someone right in the head, and these moments are priceless. I am happy they brought this back. But anyways, Shadow and Sonic goes back to the headquarters, so now we have the entire Team Dark appear in the base story. Oh yeah, about Rouge. She just appears, no fanfare or anything, she's just here. That's why I haven't mentioned her yet. Knuckles made a new plan to invade Eggman City called Operation Big Wave. It just sounds like big and wave. Operation Big Wave, what the heck? And Gadget, once again, even though there is a bunch of people from the Resistance trying to destroy Eggman City, Gadget is still the literal lone wolf again. Why does he have to always be the lone wolf? He's always been the lone wolf. My god. Can this guy get a break? While Infinite is being a edgy animal that is not a type of cat, Gadget found Infinite. And after Sonic being a psychic, even though he is not Silver the Hedgehog, Gadget started to fight Infinite. And here comes the next boss fight. And This one was my least favorite boss fight in this game, but after a few tries, I started to think of it as a hard but still easily beatable boss fight, and something along with the lines with the Mega Man games. But still, I do have a few problems with this boss. Like the illusions, my god, they're so annoying!
It seems behind that fear is a spark of defiance. And those eyes, I feel like we went before. Put up quite a fight. I underestimated just how desperately the feeble cling to life.
After the boss, Infinite threw some energy things, but Gadget was able to dodge them. And every single one. Heck, he was even able to dodge like some cannons too, I don't know. Infinite, but Infinite leaves Gadget and mentions that he and the Resistance only has 2 days left before Eggman's plan comes to reality. You gotta step it up, Gadget. You gotta step it up. Sonic and Gadget was tasked by Nichols the Money Box to chase down Metal Sonic at the city. And also, just to let you know that Sonic mentions that why would Infinite make a fake off of a fake? And to be honest, is with you, he is pretty much right. Like, if Infinite can make fakes of one powerful villain, two people that just wants peace, and Zavok, then why cannot he make a fake of Sonic? Besides, the fact that he can make these certain illusions more powerful. And speaking of which, here is the Metal Sonic Illusion boss fight, and it is not that bad, but for some weird reason this is a normal tag team stage, even down to having red star rings inside the level, even though they did not need that, but still, they did include those things. Weird. After the boss, Sonic makes a weird comment that sort of goes against what he said earlier.
That was great! We're like a well-oiled machine. Fighting a
But
well-oiled
after
machine.
one more last fist bump, and me doing a bad Sonic joke, Knuckles then gets Sonic to destroy the chemical plant and computer system, while Gadget distracts the giant robot that is going to the chemical plant. Why do they still have chemical plants still here? Like, didn't Eggman built chemical plant? Whatever. And after whatever plan Knuckles had failed, he gets classic Sonic to blow up the Death Egg. Seems like I was wrong. That giant buzz bomber was not the Death Egg robot all along. And after the Death Egg Mach 150,045, Eggman gets angry and takes Infinite back to his city. And oh yeah, Operation Big Wave was more like Operation Big Fail. But Knuckles tasks Sonic and Tails, even though we don't play as Tails, to go after Eggman. Hey, Nux, if you're going to task Tails to do something, at least know if Sega's gonna let Tails be playable. Okay? Okay, writers of the story, listen to me. Make something better. At least this story is a little bit better than those Battle for Angel Island comics. Ugh, disgusting. Sonic and Tails found Eggman, but thanks to Infinite summoning a portal to null space and Gadget Ex Machina, Sonic and Gadget was now inside null space. And after one double boost, Sonic and Gadget was able to escape. Well, that was anticlimactic, I might add. But also, Sonic and Gadget found Eggman, while Eggman is shocked of how this is even possible. Psst, double boosted. But whatever, Eggman does fly away. Wow. Is he just scared or something? If you, oh, whatever. Alright, guys, we are here, I guess at the climax of the story, but still, Sonic, Tails, Amy, Knuckles, Shadow, and the rest of the Resistance found Infinite, and after Infinite pushes everyone and Omega Ex Machina happens, it's now time for the total war. Until Infinite releases an illusion of the sun, and is supposed to burn everyone but him, Eggman, Orbot, and Cubebot alive. But Gadget is ready, and still having the Phantom Ruby prototype, Tails convinces Gadget to use the Phantom Ruby prototype and destroy the sun illusion. And then we come to this stage.
Made it so far. We're so close. This is truly world-shattering. Isn't there anything we can do?
We need to fight fire with.
Okay, 1. Sega knew when making this game that Gadget the Wolf, besides the fan name, he is the canonical avatar in Sonic Forces. And 2. This song here is one of my favorite songs in this game's soundtrack. And actually, all of the Avatar stage themes are good. But my favorite out of all of them has to be Fist Bump. But maybe that is because that this song is the main theme of the game as well. So, yeah, makes sense. But still, Imperial Tower is my second favorite song in the game. But that is only because of the case because of one mashup this song has. And you cannot guess what series that other song that is in this mashup. But still, I have to mention that this is a fan-made mashup made by this YouTuber. But still, Imperial Tower is still a great song. So, like I said earlier, I love the Avatar music. But I do also love a few songs from the Sonic stages. But for classic Sonic, well, just listen.
Radar shows Eggman up ahead. Enemies could be lying in wait, so watch your step. I get the feeling Eggman has some tricks up his sleeve.
So, as you can see, the classic Sonic music is okay at best. But they are nowhere near my favorites, especially Green Hill that will play in Green Hill. Seems like Sonic Team goes to the Nintendo school for Super Mario 64 of repeating words in for just a name. Why? You don't attend that school, Sonic Team. That's bad. You don't repeat words all the time, just trying to make a name. Whatever. But still, I do not like this song. And you might be wondering, why do I not like this song? Well,
You've got to find Eggman quick. Let's see. The reading I picked up was through this way. This area is still relatively undamaged. The enemy is here somewhere. You better be on your guard, Sonic.
in short, my ears come from the color white to the color red in a matter of seconds of just listening to this. And if you don't know what that means my ears started bleeding when I listened to the song. Even though that is the exaggeration, my ears are completely fine. I do hate this song. It's terrible. Like, there's a few other songs that are not catchy, but at least they're original, or at least they sound okay. I remember this song for the wrong reason. It's so annoying, it actually kind of hurts my ears. So, the worst part about it is, like, if you, like, listen to it, like, with headphones and the volume is up, fully up, like at 100% or something, maybe that's where your ears will start bleeding because that's how high pitched this song is. Why did they make this song so high pitched? The point where it sounds like a high pitched scream is going into my ears, but trying to make Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. No, please. This is horrible music. Like, there's a lot of other annoying things in life that I rather listen to. At least those things doesn't go as high pitch to the point where I think my ears are going to bleed if I put on my headphones and then just listen to the music. Heck, I think that if you have very good listening, like a bat or something, then you're basically going to become deaf right when you listen to this song. That's how bad, in my opinion, this song is. And I just realized that this entire segment from the color red to now is literally off script. This is off script, guys. Jeez, that's how bad it is. I had to express everything without the script. Apparently, without the script, I actually do a lot better as expressing my feelings about something. Weird. Alright, enough of the music, even though it was already done. But still, let's finish this story once and for all. Until I have to do a remake of this, whatever. Eggman can math. Anyways, Gadget used the Phantom Ruby prototype to destroy the sun illusion, and after Eggman got triggered, he started Plan B. But don't think we are done with Infinite yet, because he is so kindly waiting for us to fight him. But after 2 phases of this boss and Gadget X Machina, Infinite was finally defeated. Yes! But then Eggman flew to where Sonic and Gadget are and says,
You never fail to surprise me. I didn't believe Infinite could lose.
that is because Infinite was lying to you. But whatever, after destroying the Phantom Ruby decoys, Sonic and Gadget escapes the tower. But then Eggman comes out of nowhere with wait, what was it called again? The Death Egg Robot? This is called the Death Egg Robot? But doesn't look anything like it. But hey, remember that I mentioned that I would talk about the final boss? Well, since this is the final boss, let's go talk about it and talk about my favorite parts about it and talk about my least favorite parts about it and how to beat it. Yippee! This boss starts off with a recreation of the second phase of the Eggman boss fight for Classic Sonic. So you may be wondering, what is Classic Sonic standing on? Well, I have no clue, but Eggman sure does, because he will shoot a giant laser destroying a row of the platform, and he will throw boulders at Classic Sonic, but you can hit the boulders back at Eggman for a while. But the boulders that you did not hit will make huge holes inside the platform, but still, if you are skilled enough, you can knock him down to where Gadget is. Now it is time for phase 2, but this time as Gadget. Eggman will shoot missiles at you and you have to destroy every single one of them, or you would get hit. Eggman would also slam his robot fist into the platform, causing a shockwave, but the arm does malfunction, so you can cause some damage on his hand. And if you want to have a harder but quicker chance of beating him, you can just shoot the robot's chest. And after a while, Eggman destroys the platform below with a giant fist attack, or a laser. And if you fall into the holes, you would die. And then you have to restart from the start of phase 2. Eggman also summons some of his robots, but you don't really need to destroy them, but they do get annoying. But do not fear, because Eggman destroys the robots for you, basically destroying the purpose of why they were summoned in the first place. But still, after the final blow, this weird robot that Eggman was actually controlling flies out into the sky, and then the third phase of the final boss activates. So guys, remember how I mentioned that the Wisp from Sonic Colors is here in the game? Well, here is the third appearance of the Sonic Colors final boss. Wow, just my lucky day. And no, I'm not joking. This thing shoots rockets and lasers. To hit it, you have to boost close to the thing and homing attack it, and your entire team does a powerful boost that destroys the final boss. All things that appear inside of the Sonic Colors final boss. And the only thing that is somewhat original is the fire attacks. But I do not know if it is original because it seems awfully familiar to the cube and other laser attacks that it had back in Sonic Colors. But I do have to admit something, this final boss is at least easier than the Sonic Colors boss fight. But that is no compliment.
There's nothing the three of us can't achieve together. Victory is ours for the taking. Triple boost.
After the final boss, the Metal Sonic, Chaos, Shadow, and Zavok illusions disappeared and the Resistance won the war. The next day, because that every single Phantom Ruby was destroyed in Sonic's timeline, Classic Sonic returns back to his timeline, starting the events for Sonic Mania Adventures. And after Sonic talks some speech or whatever, the Resistance starts fixing up the mess that Eggman made during the war. After a few hours, Gadget decided to leave the Resistance, but before he does, he meets up with Sonic, and Sonic mentions,
You and I aren't so different. See you later, buddy.
and then Gadget leaves Sonic, and then the game ends. Finally. Okay, okay. This story was honestly not that good. Like, classic Sonic should not be here. Infinite is just an edgy character for being just an edgy character. Having to destroy the Death Egg was just filler when we could have the Death Egg explode after destroying the giant buzz bomber. And there was a few plot holes that I have to mention, like why cannot Infinite create illusions of the most powerful characters from the Sonic series? And why does the Resistance only have some random avatars when we could have had a whole bunch of characters returning in this game? Like, I don't know, Mighty, Ray, Fang, Bean, Bark, Honey, Heavy, Bomb, Jamurl, Cream and Cheese, Vanilla and Chocola, Big, Froggy, Jet, Wave, Storm, and so on and so on. But you'll be saying, that would take too long having Sonic Team make tons and tons of models for not really any reason. At least the lazy route is quicker. This game was lazily made. And why is that the case? Well, one, the game did not have that many developers. And guess what? This game was made in less than 2 years, meaning that for most of the game's development was in nothing but planning stages. Yeah, concepts, and remember, this game started its concept art journey in 2013. Do you not see the problem here? But who cares? Besides, we still have the gameplay to talk about. Just end my suffering. But why should I? You have so much to live for. I don't mean death, Silver. Man, you're so naive. Does naive work in this situation? Whatever. That was just stupid of you. So, with the story done, we now have to talk about the gameplay. So, which one should be our first? Well, let's start off with our first character that we play as, Sonic. So, remember that I have mentioned that Sonic Generations is my favorite Sonic game of all time? Well, since that Sonic Forces is using the boost formula, we should take the previous game with the same formula, and that is Sonic Generations. And I will make tons of comparisons with both Sonics. And the same thing for Classic Sonic, because that Sonic Generations was the last Sonic game to include Classic Sonic, and was the last game made by Sonic Team. And we would mention Sonic Mania a few times for Classic Sonic. But until then, let's start off with Sonic. So, you can see here inside Sonic Generations that Sonic is jumping, and now he is stomping. Well, Sonic's jump is very fluid, and I was able to do some platforming very easily with this jump, and also this stomp. With this move, I was able to find many ways in many different areas in Sonic Generations where this move can be very useful, like finding shortcuts, destroying robots, and finally just a way to fall quicker so I could get a better score in modern Sonic stages. But what about Sonic Forces? Well, luckily this game has both of those abilities, but they are so much worse. First, Sonic Stomp. Funny enough, I found almost no use for this move inside Sonic Forces. Heck, I've forgotten many times, that this move even existed inside Sonic Forces. But the jump, however, is a different story. Yeah, just watch the clip.
There's sand everywhere. Green Hill. Yes, they found out I escaped. Oh well, time to kiss this yawn fest goodbye. Whoa, we're off planet. I guess anyone who crosses Eggman gets a one-way trip to space. No way I'm sticking around here. There's nothing to run on. I don't do well in tight spaces. I'll pay back Eggman for putting...
As you can tell, Sonic's jump is terrible because of two reasons. One, unlike Generations, Sonic can do a double jump, and most of the platforming inside Sonic Forces, you to do the double jump, you would do the double jump a lot. But sadly, the double jump is useless because it does not take you that far up, and Sonic's jump is generally too floaty. It's kind of hard to control sometimes, as you can tell from the footage. And remember that the last game that had a similar control scheme, Sonic Generations, is my favorite Sonic game of all time. 2, it controls better, and 3, the game is using the older Hedgehog engine. So in short, Sonic's gameplay was not really fun or good to use, especially if you have played a previous boost formula Sonic game, like Generations, Unleashed, Colors. Yeah. Remember when I said Sonic Team really didn't do that much good when making this game? Yeah, here's one reason. But what about the boost and the drifting not being in this game? Actually, when you think, actually no, the boost is in this game, and I wrote that very incorrectly. Well, to be honest with you, I do not care about those two things. Besides, the boost seems perfectly fine, even though we are back to only having a boost wisp, increasing Sonic's boost gauge. But I think that is only the case because that the levels are short. No, literally, look at this time. Doesn't it look like it's saying short in your face? But then again, you can find loads of boost wisps inside the Sonic stages. So what is the point here exactly? And I also do not care that we do not have the drift anymore, because it does leave a bigger challenge inside the levels. But I do have to agree that it does feel pretty weird not having the ability to drift inside a boost formula Sonic game. Whatever, I'm just going to continue drifting like a god. inside some other Sonic games like Sonic Generations, and Sonic Colors, and Sonic Unleashed. The werehog in your face. Haha! After the first level, I really did not have that much fun with Sonic. So, when I got to the second level, I did not have too much of high hopes for the custom avatar. And yes, I'm going to now call Gadget the custom avatar, for mostly for the rest of the review. And the reason why for this is because at this point, we're basically talking about like any type of thing you can make with the avatars things or whatever. So just calling them all Gadget would just be weird. So yeah, we should just call him the custom avatar, just for the gameplay and all that. But for story, we'll just call him Gadget. Does that make sense? Okay, good. But anyways, unlike Sonic, the Avatar did not have a previous appearance inside the Sonic series. So I was a little bit curious, like a monkey, about how good the Avatar could be. And well, it is the best part, besides the music, of the game because of many reasons. First, this is the first time we get to make our own fan character inside an official Sonic game. Something that most Sonic fans dreamed of when they were making their fan characters at one point in their lives. But whatever. So these custom avatars will help Sonic in his journey. But still, I have to say that the customization for the avatar is very huge in this game. Besides, I bet all my money that Sonic Team put most of their time and money inside the avatar. And besides, they certainly have not put any time inside the stages. I mean, just look how long this stage took. And guess what? Yeah, that was the last stage of the entire game, and it wasn't even 2 or 3 minutes long. But still, back to the avatar. There's tons of customization for the avatar. Like, literally look, there's gloves, shirts, goggles, headphones, heck, even bodysuits. What? And also some of the bodysuits and also some of the gloves and other stuff kind of have the ability to remind you of some people. Like Shadow, Eye, Knights. Well, duh. Sonic and Knights crossover a lot. Why won't there be a Knights costume? And Joker. Man, I never seen that coming. Extra points if you got the reference. But anyways, there are many more things that you can actually make with this customization that would look like, well, other characters from maybe not even like Sonic games. Heck, even Sega games. Like literally, look, I made 3 avatars, custom avatars, and they're all 2 of them are from are based off 2 of them are based off Nintendo characters, and one of them is based off a Capcom character. Yeah, that's how much I actually kind of like this thing. But still, this honestly has to be my favorite costume. Why? Well, it reminds me of something. So what is it? I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I'm not leaving you hanging. It reminds me of Splatoon for some reason. I wonder why. I wonder why it reminds me of Splatoon. But still, I do have a lot of fun with the customization in this game. Second, there is also ability customization. Like, remember when I shown how I made Gadget? You might have noticed 2 things. One, there's much more species inside the avatar creator. Well, these species has many different abilities that they come with. Like if you chose a rabbit, you would get the ability to have a longer invincibility time after taking damage. If you chose the wolf, you will be able to draw in rings that are near you. If you chose the cat, you would be able to still have one ring left after getting hit. If you chose the dog, you'll be able to restart with 5 rings after dying. And with the bear, you would blow away enemies after doing the avatar version of the homing attack. If you chose the bird, you'll be able to do a double jump that is much higher. My god, it's a much more improvement than Sonic. Hi. And I have to say that is better than Sonic. Because, well, it just is. And speaking of a hedgehog, if you chose the hedgehog, you would be able to collect rings after getting hit, before losing your invincibility. Sorry. But if you want to customize your avatar more, you would have to beat the levels and bosses over and over again. So you could get the costumes and also the Wispons. And you do want. Wait. Oh yeah, the Wispons. There are tons of Wispons, like the Drill Wispon, the Hover Wispon, the Void Wispon, the Burst Wispon, the Asteroid Wispon, the Cube Wispon, and the Lightning Wispon. The Wispon's powers are even increased by the Wisp. That also have similar names, except the Frenzy Wisp that increases the power of the Void Wispon. And this makes no sense because 1, the Frenzy and Void Wisps all turned back into normal Wisps. And 2, even if there are still Frenzy and Void Wisps, this is not the Void Wisp. This is. But still, that does not really change anything about the gameplay. And, well, even though the gameplay is so similar to Sonic's, to the point where both Sonic and the Avatar shares a few levels and bosses from the game, maybe this is why Sonic has a low double jump. But anyways, I will still respect the Avatar as its own character. And, well, because of the customization and the grappling hook, the Avatar became my favorite character to play as in this game. Now we just have to talk about Classic Sonic. Oh my god, this is actually starting to become better. Hey dude, what's that noise? Oh, hey Silver. I'm just trying to activate the auto spin dash. That's all. But for some reason, and every time I'm pressing the square button, it seems like it is not working. Well, that is because of the final boss, where Classic Sonic cannot spin dash because of Sonic's boost. So yeah, to be real with you, you cannot spin dash with a square button because of Sonic's boost inside the final boss or whatever. Sorry. Oh yeah, keep up with the great work on your channel, buddy. Man, it's been years that you have been practicing, and now you're finally actually working on your channel. Man, I'm proud of you, pal. And now I can actually have a better major role. So yeah, Classic Sonic can't do what I call the auto spin dash for some reason, but still, he does have the drop dash. Remember the drop dash from Mania? But he also, not just that he has the drop dash, he also has the original way to spin dash. Hold down and press A multiple times. Yeah, it's a lot longer than just holding the square button or whatever. I'm gonna still try doing it though. But to be honest, the drop dash isn't that useful, except for gaining speed and running up half pipes for some reason. And also, speaking of the drop dash, the jump, a move you do before doing the drop dash, is again very weird. But instead of being floaty like modern Sonic's, instead classic Sonic's jump is very heavy. Kind of like there is some kind of magnet pulling classic Sonic downwards to like the ground, and heck, even the bomb in his pit. Like, he could even be faster than Mega Man falling down from huge heights inside Mega Man 1. Remember that scene? Oh my god, that was insane. But besides those two things, and a few other things about classic Sonic, he is still very average. Not that terrible, but not really that good to play as. So now, the levels inside Sonic Forces. And there is not that many levels. And don't be tricked by that number there. The number is only counting the variants of each level and also the bosses. And to be real with you, there are only Green Hill version, I don't know anymore. Chemical Plant has less chemicals. City, aka City Escape with some Crisis City and Rooftop Run sprinkled in. The Death Egg Mach 780,642, oh god. Mystic Jungle, aka a generic casino and jungle level. Metropolis, Metropolis. Oh no. No. The nightmares, they're getting to me. Oh god, the slicers. And this level's actually pretty easy. And there's no slicers. That's a plus. A Sonic Mania plus, that is. Hey-oh! And finally, Eggman Empire Fortress. And Knuckles. Okay, why wouldn't I make the name? This name is too long, so why wouldn't I just make it longer by just adding and Knuckles? And Knuckles. Oh yeah, and Knuckles. So that means there are only 7 chaos 7 areas in this game. And I thought we were saving the entire world. But instead, it is an entire island. Whatever. But still, do I like these stages? Yes and no. The Avatar, Sonic, and Avatar and Sonic levels, I know that sounds confusing, but I really don't care. I think they are pretty fun, except a few levels. But the classic Sonic levels, they are just boring. Not bad, seriously. Here inside classic Sonic's Death Egg level, Sonic Team tried to make it look like the Death Egg is exploding. But in reality, this is something that I can just make inside Super Mario Maker, and it'll probably be 10 times better. But still, this game has some good levels and some bad levels. Nothing too major. Like, literally. But what about the bosses? Well, hey, we're gonna have to talk about the bosses, so this is questions I have to ask. I already mentioned earlier that I'll be talking about 6 bosses. 3 good ones and 3 bad ones, in my opinion. So are you ready? Aye, Captain! Whoa! But, anyways, classic Sonic's bosses are not that interesting. But my favorite boss for classic Sonic is the final boss. No, seriously, this is the boss I always think of as a good classic Sonic boss. Yeah, but still, I already talked about it, so what about my least favorite boss? None. I know what I have said earlier, but still, classic Sonic's bosses does not hold a candle to Sonic Mania's bosses. And here's why. Every single boss for classic Sonic and Sonic Forces does not really have any uniqueness inside the bosses. Heck, they even reuse boss ideas like, here, you're supposed to drop dash into these boulders. And that idea was then reused inside, in some way, the final boss. But when you look at Mania's bosses, each boss has something unique. And better off, you don't have to use the same tactic all the time just to hit it. But yes, I do know that some of the bosses, like Heavy Gunner, is an exception to this, but they still have something that could keep them fresh. And as you do know this. We have to stay fresh. But still, these are not interesting bosses. At all. I mean, seriously, at all. Heck, I only remember the final boss because of the Sonic and Avatar sections. There is nothing to see here. There is literally nothing. All of Classic Sonic's bosses are just boring or mediocre. One of the two. Heck, the final boss. Okay, yes, the final boss does have, like I said, Sonic and Avatar sections, but it's still registered as a classic Sonic boss. So this technically is a classic Sonic boss. And they aren't wrong, classic Sonic does appear in 2 phases. Not all 3, but he does appear in 2. As the Avatar, you get a few bosses, but sadly most of them you share with Sonic. So there's only one Avatar boss. No, I'm not joking. And my least favorite boss in this entire game is actually a boss that the Avatar shares with Sonic, and it's called Versus Infinite. Man, I hate this boss so much. First, when the boss starts, Infinite summons these spinning plus signs, and you have to dodge every single one of them. And at first, it is very easy, but later on, it gets so hard that I could not even dodge them. Hey look, there's my Inkling Girl avatar. That's cool. Second, this boss uses something that we call here, outside of Sega and Sonic Team, a lazy reuse of a boss. Like literally, this thing is a, like literally this thing here, see these spinning motorbugs? This is a part of the Metal Sonic boss from earlier. Oh yeah, this too and this too. Like, yes, I am fine with these things that are reusing. Not all the time, but still. This is terrible. And guess what? This is a way too tough. This is totally too tough. As a boss. But do you want to know something else? The previous boss with Infinite is a lot better and original. But this boss, it is just a reused boss from earlier. Speaking of bosses, my favorite boss in this game is the Infinite boss from earlier. No, not this boss. That I hate that. I kind of hate that boss. Not as much as this one, but still. In this game, or whatever, so whatever. What do you do here exactly? Oh, just avoid the illusion so you can catch up with Infinite, so you can get a free hit. And in 2 parts of the boss, you do this homing attack section, where you just homing attack on a couple or multiple Infinites. It kind of reminds me of the silver fight from Generations. You know, the good Generations. But is this a great boss? Well, compared to the others, it is my favorite boss. But it is very forgettable. Speaking of forgettable, what about the red star rings? I haven't talked about them yet. I should have talked about them in the stages, but then again, they appear in the Metal Sonic boss, so I don't even know anything. So why would I call the red star rings forgettable in this game? Well, unlike Generations, where you could get exclusive artwork, music, and even new abilities for Sonic and Classic Sonic, inside Sonic Forces, you really get nothing. Unless if you collect all of the red star rings, you do get accessories for your avatar. And yes, I have mentioned that I like the avatar customization in this game, but these accessories are pretty useless besides looks and trying to represent the player. But that's all I really need to say about the red star rings. Well, besides how they are pretty hard to find, except since they only give me avatar accessories, it doesn't really matter. That's really all about Sonic Forces I really have to talk about besides the DLC, the free DLC to be exact, and also all the other costumes and all that. Yeah, there's not really. Yeah, I will still have to return to Sonic Forces someday, but right now I don't think that's the case. But what is my? Hey, dude, are you forgetting something? Yeah, that's right. The extra and secret stages. To be honest, these are way too hard. Yes, I don't need to do these levels because that they are post-game content, but these stages can be very bad. So remember that I've mentioned that Sonic and the Avatar play so similar? That goes into their jumps too. And even though their jumps are hard to notice how bad they are because you're just but these extras and secret stages can show how bad these characters are. And in some places, it can take you longer to beat one of these stages than maybe 5 normal stages. But again, they can show how bad Sonic's jump is. And here, I just cannot figure out how to just not get burned. So if you beat the main story of Sonic Forces, don't try these levels unless you really want to, because they are too hard. And even if you're a master of Sonic Forces' gameplay, you'll still have some problems with these stages. They were just too poorly made and they are not worth for the effort to beat. Unless you're a completionist. But then again, still, it's not worth it. Summary, I don't like the story. Both Sonics are mediocre at best. The Avatar, in my opinion, is the greatest part of the game. I don't like the levels too much. The soundtrack is awesome, besides a few problems. The bosses are mostly bad or boring. The red star rings has no purpose. And finally, the game has terrible post-game content. So, what is my overall opinion of this game? Should it be in the hall, like something of a Hall of Fame or a Hall of Dump? Well, neither. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Like I just said earlier, there is a lot of good content and bad content in this game. But in my opinion, this game should not be a part of the worst video games of all time, like E.T. for Atari, Superman 64, and Sonic 06. But it should also not be with some of the greatest games of all time either. This is just a mediocre title in the Sonic series. It's not terrible, but it's not outstanding. So that is all for this game. And yep, it's just mediocre. Oh, that was my first review of a video game on this channel. And you may be asking, was it worth it to have this review go over an hour? No, it does not. But at least you got somewhat of a taste of how I make reviews on story heavy games and why I shouldn't do a review on Kingdom Hearts, if you know what I mean. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Later, amigos. Yeah, I know this is a terrible send off, but later.